What are you doing?
I'm putting a sticker on our new truck.
Oh, yes!
We got another one.
We've got another one, Craig, and you know what that means?
What's that mean?
That means no more Tacoma.
Oh yeah, well, pouring out for the Tacoma, but explain what we got, Brian.
Really excited about this, and we got here based on your comments. We didn't pick this for us, but we're enjoying it. We're enjoying all of this because we're car geeks, truck geeks. We picked this because you wanted to see more Ranger content, and a lot of you Tacoma guys love the Tacoma, and I'll be honest, we made a bunch of content with that. There wasn't much left to do. And it was a good truck. We'll talk about that more in a second, but what do we have, Craig? This is the 2024 Ford Ranger XLT FX4. And I know what you're thinking. Is this comparable to what we have from Toyota? And the answer is yes, it is. It has a rear locker. It's the off-road trim, similar features on the interior. So this is not the XL, but here's the little hidden gem. We got it for XL money. We'll talk about the money here in just a minute with the Monron, but I'm excited about it. It's pretty cool. We're actually looking for an XL. We're trying to find an XL with a locker, which was impossible to find. And our buddies over at Southwest Ford, not a plug, they just happened to have this in stock and worked a deal with us, and we didn't get a YouTube deal. This was the deal they had on the truck. We lucked out with it. What I'm getting at is they are available. The markets are adjusting for all these brands. We got in a good spot with this. So let's talk about what it is. 2.3 4-cylinder in the front. It's good for 270 horse, 310 torque. We'll do road tests on this and show you all that stuff. Paired to a 10-speed auto, 2-speed transfer case, locking rear diff. My favorite part about it, Craig, is you just used it a minute ago climbing that hill for one of the photo shoots. Oh, let me bump the locker real quick. Boop, two-wheel drive, no big deal. Hit the locker. What did it do?
It just went, I didn't even have to put it in neutral, Brian.
Just locked, that was it. By contrast, that Land Cruiser, which is amazing by the way, but you gotta go to 4 low, you gotta lock the center and lock the rear, the whole process, you gotta stand on your toe and do all this stuff, and if it wants to, it'll do it. This just does it.
But Brian, talk about how this is the all-new Ranger global platform that we're getting. We're not being left out on this one. We were really late to the party on the last one. Not as late this time, but this is a big deal, just like the Tacoma was all new.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, good point. The Tacoma's a big deal because it was the first one in, a decade or whatever. This is the T6 platform from Ford, and it's all new. It's been out for almost 2 years in some other parts of the world. We're finally getting it. So the guys in Australia, they get the cool stuff. We've got it too. That's a big deal. And by the way, in Australia, #1 selling vehicle, not Corolla, not F-150, this is their F-150. It's a big deal. Another little known secret, which we just found out in our recent transaction, Rangers have the highest resale of all of the midsize trucks right now in America, and they have for a few years, even more than Tacoma. So don't write this thing off. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, it's just a Ranger, oh, Ford frickin' Ranger, don't take it seriously. It's a real venerable truck.
All right, Brian, let's check it out. Oh, nice dampened tailgate. Let's check out the Monron. Brian, we've got it right here, because this is ours. It's not a printed copy, this is ours.
Yes.
So grand total comes to $42,425. Again, we got it for Ranger XL money. Brian is going to get to the details of that in a second, but let's talk about what we actually have. We have the XLT 2.3 with the 10-speed auto, Oxford white, which looks very good, and because it's white, Brian,
you can get away with murder.
You can park it anywhere. Ebony premium cloth seats, that means black. Talk about options. Options, we have the most important option, FX4 off-road package, which gives you specifically tuned shock. It also gives you a 373 rear end with a locking differential. That was $12.95, worth every penny. We also get the keypad, the wireless keypad on the door, which, Brian, every car should have that. Ford only charges $95 for that. Get that. Don't get a Ford without that. And then we got the drop-in bed liner. Maybe not the one we would have picked if we were doing it ourselves, but you know what? At least it protects it. And that's it. Again, it gets you to $42,925. Fuel economy, 22 combined, 20 city, 24 highway. That's the Monron, Brian, but you got some details on the transaction. History of our previous vehicles, the Gladiator, for those that don't remember, and the Taco.
That's right.
We got some final numbers. Where are we at, and did we lose our shorts on these, or did we not?
Well, we'll tell you about it. So I've got the packets from both the Toyota and this Ranger on the sales packets. I can't find the one on the Gladiator somewhere. I've got the numbers on it though. So let's lay into it. Starting with the Gladiator, I did the math on all these things. MSRP, $41,000.
That's what Jeep wanted to sell it for.
That's what Jeep's window sticker Monron said. We paid $31,000.
Wow.
I'm rounding, it's like $31,250 or whatever. Keep it rounding. It was $10,000 even off is what it was, which is insane. We drove it for 3 months, 3.5 months. We put 8,000 miles on it, Craig. Do you know what we traded it in for?
It was a good amount.
$34,000. A net gain of $3,000 on Gladiator.
So not only did we not lose our shorts, we actually gained money.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's bananas.
That's value.
And we're not talking about money down and that kind of stuff that we did in financing. That's what the part numbers were in and out on the truck. Now to Tacoma. Our beloved Tacoma, we built this truck up. You've probably seen it. If you know this channel, you've seen it. Really enjoyed it, great truck, and we'll talk more about this and that later as we drive this more.
Toyota has unbelievable resale, so this should be really good.
Well, let's get into it. Purchase price, $47,316, and because of the dealer we used, they had a VIP package we had to get. Because the truck was so new, we couldn't negotiate out of it for $895. This truck is now available at that same dealership for $3,000 less than that, plus the VIP package still, they still require that. We bought that in February. It's been 5 months, and 10,000 miles. So out the door with the VIP was 48,211. We sold it or traded it in on this truck for $43,800. Comes out to a loss of $3,516. But for 10,000 miles and a brand new truck that should depreciate a ton, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's really not bad.
Not bad. It comes out to a 7.3% loss over 5 months.
Versus a gain on the Gladiator.
Exactly. So we're about even.
Combined about even.
We've driven 2 brand new trucks. One, I miss that Gladiator still, and the hottest, newest Tacoma with the off-road trim, a good one. We paid $516.
And we'll miss parts of that.
To put 18,000 miles on trucks. We're doing okay. Ranger, here it is.
The Monroney was 42.4.
Right, it's 42,425.
Okay.
We paid 39,361.
That's what you mean by Ranger XL money.
Exactly. So if you get a Ranger XL with a locker, it is right there. It's like within a couple $100s of that number. And that's what we were hunting, and we weren't finding what we wanted within reasonable distance. This was in our backyard. That's why we ended up with this dealer. We've never used them before. We have no relationship with them. They were great to work with. Very smooth transaction, no nonsense, no VIP package, baloney. Just out the door, good to go. Going into this, we saved off MSRP $3,064. That's a pretty good discount. I'm happy with that.
And like you said, Ford Ranger has the best mid-size resale right now. Maybe that'll come into play on the other side.
We'll let you know on the way out what it does. But what I want to do before we get any further, Craig, we're not going to do a road test right now because we just don't have time for it, and we've driven this truck recently. Actually, we did get this from Schottenkirk on loan a couple weeks ago and liked it so much, that's why we bought one of these. I just want to do a walk around and show them the truck. What do you think? Let's do it. All right, starting with the all-new T6 platform for America Ranger. It's got big, flat hood going on and broad corners. The previous Ranger kind of tapered in. Very Euro, which I kind of liked and I kind of miss, if I'm honest. But this thing is freaking handsome. I like it a lot. The grille is plastic right here, but it is this metallic with blue in it. If you look, it's hard to tell, it's kind of that Ford blue behind it. That's pretty cool. Big, handsome logo up front. We do not have radar cruise control, which is quite annoying, but we do have this forward-facing camera for the emergency braking assist and all that kind of stuff that it has. Coming down low in typical Ford fashion, segregated fog lights that are LED and match the headlight. The headlights have a DRL, which is a C clamp looking thing. What a great looking truck. And then when it goes to turn signal mode, this turns off and the blinker comes on. Down low, Craig, what is that?
It's a real tow hook.
A real freaking tow hook. Thank you. Everyone else just do that. That's not that hard. I like it. Front edge is plastic. Good to know. Coming down. You know what that is?
Oh yeah, metal baby.
That's a bash plate. That is a bash plate straight off the Bronco. That's what they call it now instead of a skid plate. That's pretty cool and it's venerable. You have to have the FX4 to get that particular bash plate.
And Brian, one of the things I love, sold overseas in Australia and it's been out for a minute, means ARB supports it. ARB is the big Australian aftermarket supplier. You can get a full-on metal bumper bull bar on this thing and it looks awesome.
Well, look, we always talk about the ARB test. Like if it's a worldwide serious off-roader, ARB's got something for it. All right, come on down to the wheels and tires. I gotta say 2 things. These wheels look amazing. I like them. And also, I wanna ask the audience, I wanna ask Craig too, how many spokes are on this wheel?
6.
12. We're gonna debate that. So the debate that Craig and I have all the time is, Craig says the spoke counts from what comes off the hub. I'm counting individual spokes. So and Craig's calling this a spoke, I'm calling this a spoke. Let us know below which one's right. Tires, Goodyear Wranglers. Look at the tread, Craig.
Yeah,
these are the tractor trailer, like lawnmower trailer style tread pattern. Awful. They wander on the highway.
Oh, it was really good in the 1800s with buggies.
Oh yeah, it's better than a wooden wheel for sure. It's got that fixed, but I don't know what they're thinking. I know it's probably a retro theme they're going for, but it wasn't good. We'll be changing these, and it's probably one of the only things we will change in this truck. We don't plan on doing a full build. Wheels look awesome though. Big credit there. Almost looks like the trimmer wheel from the previous Ranger. Mirror. I've noticed this, Craig. You haven't driven this much. We've only got like 70 miles on it. This is a big boy mirror. It's a real mirror. You've got good visibility. I like that a lot. The side rails, these are a part of the FX4 package. They gotta go. They're not as bad as the Toyota Predator step. They don't have this hoop that comes down.
They're better than the Nissan and the Toyota step.
They are,
but
yeah.
They gotta go.
Keypad, baby.
Controversial because it's stuck on, literally.
It literally is glued on. The good news is if you bought this truck and didn't have one, you could just pay $95 and get that.
And then you can put it, some people put it on the inside of the fuel cap or somewhere else.
Here and hide it. So there's that. Because we have the XLT, we have power folding mirrors. That's a really premium feature for an XLT. Coming on down, traditional black handles, so in some ways it feels cheaper than the Tacoma. It doesn't feel quite as nice, but it also have black handles on the Tacoma, so there's that. They're trading punches. So fuel door, capless, how it should be done. 87 plus octane is a requirement. We know from Fords of yesteryear, you can drop 93 in this thing and probably jump 20 horsepower. I would like to do 0 to 60 testing, 87 and 93 for the people. Out back, FX4 sticker to let them know what you paid for. Another reason we went XLT over XL or we're interested in it is because you cannot get the FX4 on the XL. You can get the locker, but not the off-road package with skid plates and that kind of stuff. So we did forgo the integrated bed step because it's how it was spec'd. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. I wish we had it. But back here, you've got a good embossed tailgate. It looks really cool, not plastic. And something that happened on the Tacoma that drove me nuts, this wraparound corner was plastic. and I could see the texture of the plastic through the paint. It just seemed like it was the first run of it. Other than that, full-size spare, big old tailpipe on it. One last thing to check out is the exhaust and see what that sounds like. Before you say anything, Craig, did it sound like a Focus RS?
Sound like an MZR.
MZR. Come on, Mazda, let's go. Let's check it out up front. All right, boys and girls, it's time for the hood test. Is it heavy or is it light? It's aluminum, actually. It feels pretty reasonable. We found that out because we tried to magnetize something a minute ago. Didn't work. So aluminum hood, steel fenders. Here it is, 2.3 liter EcoBoost, straight from the Mustang or the Focus RS or the Lincoln stuff or Mazda stuff. The engine goes back all the way to the Pinto and architecture, and we've got it here today thanks to Mazda's dual overhead cam technology from a decade ago. It works beautifully. Twin squirrel turbo, 270 horse, 310 torque, and this calibration and powertrain kicks the Tacoma in the teeth. I don't know how else to put it. It just shows that Toyota's done their first run. They'll get there, but Ford is just going, no, we can do better than that. And they have in calibration alone. It's kind of like Jeep. They've been doing Wranglers for a long time. They got it figured out. Toyota will get there. Not a jab on Toyota as a product, but that's something to point out.
And Ford will get there with the Bronco.
Yeah, full circle. Let's check out the interior with Craig.
All right, Brian, let's check out the bed and the interior of this Ranger that is ours. Yes, first off, see we have a locking tailgate. I think we do. We don't have the keyless entry, so it doesn't sense that I'm here, which is good, so we can actually test this. Oh, it locks. I actually like that too. It's a trike. I don't need any of that. So unlock it, it's back and locked again, and it's actually pretty loud.
On the scale, what's louder, this or the Frontier?
Frontier's definitely louder
Sure.
still. Okay, but let's open this back up and get in here. Yes, dampen like we talked about earlier. The nice red table there. And then over on this side, Brian, I don't know if you can tell with the sun, but we'll try to show it anyways. There's a little icon for a bottle. That's you open a little bottle opener right there. So
like that.
What I love, Brian, is that our viewers told us that on a previous video. We went back, they're right. So we love the comments, keep giving us more comments. Drop-in bed liner, again, not our favorite, Brian, because stuff slides all over the place. Yeah. But we're probably going to put a little divider in here to keep stuff from doing that. All right, Brian, let's check over here. We do get some little outlets. We get a 12 volt, 180 watt outlet for the traditional style. And then 400 watts with the just any standard plug. That's kind of nice. Now come over here. I want to show you something on this right here. You see this little trim. You notice it's not curled yet.
I know where you're going with that.
Stay tuned, because in the Tacoma that curled pretty quick and it's hot. There's a lot of Texas sun. Let's see if it does the same thing. All right, Brian, get into the back. Let's take out the car seat and the stickers. First of all, see if this thing goes up, and it does. You pull a little strap, and there's actually some decent storage. Tacoma had more. We talked about in the other Ranger video. Wish there was more storage here, but you know, it is what it is. All right, but Brian, we can also fold this seat back forward somehow. There's a little strap here. Oh, look at that. Okay. This actually is flat, so you can actually put storage back here. Look, if you're overlanding, you just put this down and you put all your gear. And then, yeah, and then you're just not worried about it.
And you've got your plug down here for it, so you can charge that.
Plug your cooler in here, and you're good to go. USB-C, USB-A. Right here is where a rear AC vent would go. We do get that in the global spec, not in the US spec. Come on, Ford. Brian, let's get in. Let's see what kind of room we have. Actually, this is one of the best things about the Ranger. There's actually a good amount of room back here. It's actually really good. And you get a folding armrest that doesn't flop on the ground. And then we also get the little sliding window, which is nice, although it's not powered, so you have to trust your kids to control that. All right, Brian, let's get in. I know we've done this in the other video, but let's see what happens here.
In the mix.
Okay, yeah, could be better, but not as bad as a full-size truck with a panoramic.
True, and not as good as a Maverick.
All right, Brian, let's move to the front. Brian, I forgot in the back, but you'll catch the other video if you need to go look at a full review. Hard plastic in the back and in the front. That's why I didn't show the back. We know it's hard in both spots. Door pull wise, Brian, it's got the best door handle and pull in the entire industry. You can set your phone there, and the door handle is not weird, not in the way. It's whatever engineer thought of that did really good. Water bottle holders, you got plenty of room in the door there. They know you're actually gonna need those in this thing. Brian, you've got window switches that don't indicate auto down or up, but the front two are auto down and up, and the back are not. You think they would indicate that? Kind of wish it did.
The Minority says it's just the drivers only, but it's driver and passenger front.
It is driver and passenger both. So we had a big debate in the Tacoma about whether or not the interior was cheap or not. We settled on that, yes, cheap materials in that they're not the most expensive materials, but they are high quality materials. Moving on to the Ranger, I think we have the same thing going on. They're cheap. The bigger question is, and we'll let you know in the long-term test, stay tuned for more reviews, is it quality material? We'll let you know. You have to stay tuned and watch more videos for that.
I'm gonna chime in here. My concern here is I get Ford Focus vibes from this.
There's a little preview of what it might be.
Let's see what it does.
Okay, but let's start this up, Brian, because we got the Ranger XLT. We do not have the loaded option, which is one of the things I do like. And the other thing, because of that, which means we get an actual key. It's not a switchblade, it's a key. You put it in, now you don't lose a key. It's not in your pocket in the way. We do get the smaller digital display, and I'll be honest, I don't like this display mainly because the tack is a bar. Like, What? Ford does that in the Bronco too, and it's just, I'm just gonna say it's dumb. Traditional Ford light switches, which I like because they're just the same in every vehicle they make, so it's very simple and you don't have to think about it. And then Brian, look, this is in every Ranger. This is the base screen.
And it's high quality.
I think the Ranger Raptor gets a little bit wider and it fills the area up a little bit more, but this is the base screen. It's plenty big. Why do you need a bigger screen?
It honestly, in the CarPlay, I don't like vertical formats usually. This works really well. And you keep your down here, these don't go away. You never lose those keys.
Yeah, it does work really well. And you still get some hard HVAC controls. I do wish you had more. They have less buttons than Toyota gives you, but you still have some, so you can do temperature control, fan speed, and that sort of thing. And you do get a volume knob. At least you get that. Wish you had a tuning knob, but a volume knob is nice. Moving on down here, Brian, one of the things that's specific to the FX4 package or XLT is we've got this little off-road page mode. We'll show that in a second. In the Ranger XL, to access a locker, which you can get in a Ranger XL, there's an actual physical key. 2 high, 4 low, no 4 auto, not a problem there. And you can just go in any, it's just on the fly. You don't have to be in a weird mode or setting to do that. You just kind of do it. When you hit the off-road page button, Brian, it brings this up. And then we do get all the kind of goodies you're looking for when you're off-roading. So that part's really nice. You get your pitch and angle and all that fun stuff. And then you also get crawl control, rear locker, you just hit it and it comes on, and you just heard it engage, it's on. Hit it again, it's off. I didn't have to shift out of park or anything.
Super easy.
Love that. You can turn the parking sensor on and off so it doesn't beep at you if you're on the trail, and then you know what all your tire pressure's at. It's almost like Ford knows how someone's going to use their vehicle. And that's one of the things we want to kind of end on, and we want to really test out in the long-term use of this, because one of the things Ford is really good at, they are really good at, hey, what does the customer do with this product?
Right.
And then they give it to them.
Yeah.
We're going to see if that plays out long-term ownership with this. Initial impressions are, I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see. And this is our first Ranger to have. And a little inside baseball, you have owned 2 Ford Rangers in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Dad has owned 2 Ford Rangers in his life.
Mm-hmm.
I've owned none.
Okay.
I'm going to count this one as mine.
Okay, sure.
I'm pretty excited to have that. And it's, look, we've only had it for a day or two now. More to come. So we're gonna do the same stuff we did with Tacoma. And let us know what you want us to do with it too, because we're not opposed to building it, but I'm not really looking to do a full-on thing like that. But we do want to do some wheeling, so expect wheels and tires, maybe like some basic rock rails, and our bed tent rack we kept from the Tacoma. That will definitely be coming in here. Kelly Ray still has her back on that. I'm just excited to live with it and get some real feedback on it.
That'll be fun. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.